All right, let's talk about taxes. I know. But specifically, let's talk about tax season. It can feel like a total pressure cooker, right? But there's this tool that millions of people use to get some breathing room, the tax extension. And let me tell you, it's not a sign you've done something wrong. It's actually a really smart, common sense strategy. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
You know that feeling? The deadline is just looming, and it can be a huge source of stress. You're scrambling to find all your documents, trying to figure out the forms, and you're just thinking, I just wish I had more time. Well, guess what? You can get more time, and it's a whole lot more straightforward than you probably think. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the basics of what an extension is. Then, I'll walk you step by step through how to actually file one. We'll even cover what to do if, for some reason, it gets rejected. After that, we'll look at a few special rules and we'll wrap it all up with the key things you absolutely need to remember. Okay, let's get into what I like to call your extension lifeline. People file for extensions for all kinds of reasons. Maybe you're waiting on an investment form like a K-1, or maybe you're dealing with a big life event. Or maybe you just need a little more time to get organized. Seriously, think of this as a strategic tool in your financial toolkit. It gives you the power to avoid rushing, which is how you prevent really costly mistakes. Now, if you take away only one thing today, please let it be this. A tax extension gives you more time to file your paperwork. It does not, I repeat, does not give you more time to pay the taxes you owe. This is the absolute most important thing to get straight right from the start. Let's really hammer this point home. On the one hand, you get more time to submit your return, usually an automatic 6 months, which is great. But on the other hand, there's the catch. You still have to pay up. If you think you're going to owe the government money, you need to estimate that amount and pay it by the original deadline. If you don't, interest and penalties will start racking up immediately. All right, so you're sold. You need more time. But how do you actually do it? Let's walk through one of the easiest ways, which is using the IRS Direct Pay system online. It's free, it's secure, and it gets you an automatic extension. No fuss. The whole idea is actually pretty simple. You're not filling out some complicated form asking for permission. No, instead, you're just making a payment toward your estimated tax bill for the year, and by doing that, you automatically trigger an extension to file. It's all built into one process. So to get this done, you'll head over to the Pay section on the IRS website and pick Direct Pay. From there, it's really just a matter of following the prompts for an individual payment, and that'll take you right where you need to go. Now, here's the real key, the magic step. As you're going through the payment process, it's going to ask you for the reason you're paying. All you have to do is select Extension from that drop-down menu. Making any payment at all, even a small one, with that reason selected is what officially and automatically processes your filing extension. It's really that easy.
Okay, a little pro tip. Before you even start, it's a great idea to have all this stuff handy. You'll need some details from a previous tax return, just to verify it's you. You'll need your payment info, the reason, the year, the amount. And of course, you'll need your bank's routing and account number, and an email so they can send you a confirmation receipt. Just having this ready makes the whole thing a breeze. Okay, let's talk about a worst-case scenario. You've sent in your request, but then you get an email. Rejected. The first thing to do? Don't panic. Seriously, the IRS has a built-in safety net for this exact situation. This is a really common worry, right? You feel like you did everything you were supposed to, you hit submit before the deadline, and now what? Does this mean you're suddenly facing penalties for filing late? Well, not necessarily. Remember this number 5. The IRS gives you what they call a perfection period. It's typically 5 business days from when you got rejected to fix whatever was wrong and resubmit your extension. And if you get it done within that window, the IRS treats it just like you filed it perfectly on the original date. Pretty cool, huh? So what causes these rejections in the first place? Honestly, it's almost always something really simple. The usual culprits are things like a misspelled name that doesn't match IRS records, or maybe you accidentally switched a couple of numbers in your social security number. It can even be something as simple as using an old address if you've recently moved. The takeaway here is to just double-check those basic details. Now, life isn't always straightforward, so beyond the standard process, there are a couple of special situations you really need to know about. Specifically, what happens when there's a natural disaster and how your state taxes fit into all of this. So when a major disaster hits, like the bad storms they had in Washington, the IRS will often step in and provide automatic relief. And the key word there is automatic. This isn't usually something you have to apply for. If you're in a federally declared disaster area, the deadlines are often just pushed back for you.
And for a specific disaster like this one, the IRS lays it all out pretty clearly. You can see exactly who qualifies, what the new deadline is, and wow, that's a huge delay, and what tax stuff is covered. So if you're ever impacted by a disaster, your first stop should always be irs.gov to check for these specific relief notices. Okay, another super critical rule to remember. This quote from the Massachusetts government says it all. Filing a federal extension with the IRS does not automatically file one for your state. They are two completely separate things. You have to file an extension with the IRS for your federal taxes, and you have to file another one with your state's tax agency for your state taxes.
And yep, we're going to say it one more time because it is the number one mistake people make, whether it's federal or state. An extension is for filing, not for paying. The state of Massachusetts says it right here. They will charge you interest on any money you owe starting from the original due date, no matter what. Whew, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's just boil it all down to the most important points, the things you absolutely have to walk away with. Here is your final checklist. Number 1, it's more time to file, not to pay. Got it? Good. 2, if your extension gets rejected, you've got 5 business days to fix it. Use that perfection period. 3, don't forget your state. Federal and state extensions are totally separate filings. And 4, if you're ever affected by a natural disaster, check for automatic relief from the IRS.
So look, an extension isn't about procrastination. It's about being smart and being prepared. It's a strategic move that gives you the time you need to file a complete and, more importantly, an accurate return. So the real question is, now that you know how to get that extra time, what are you going to do to use it wisely and file with confidence?